So the best backcourt in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell. And I was about to say I don't think it's close, but it is pretty close. There's a lot of good backcourts in the WNBA. There's a lot of really good backcourts in the W. So yes, it is pretty freaking close. But anyway, the best backcourt, in my opinion, in Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are getting ready. They are getting ready to come into next season and dominate. And this was from a few days ago. And I do apologize that instead of putting out this video on Sunday, I think it has been left till Wednesday. I actually just got back home today, and I have my list of videos was on this computer, and I went back to my parents on Sunday, and the video was on this list and not my other list of videos. But I'm going to talk about it. And it's Kelsey Mitchell, obviously, talking about Caitlin Clark and just how, obviously, like, it is playing with Caitlin Clark. So, this is when she was talking about this in a video, talking about, well, Caitlin Clark talking about Kelsey Mitchell in a video posted by The Fever. Kelsey, obviously, she makes my life easier, and, it's hard to pick and choose. Both of us are on. Kelsey Mitchell promptly commented video, riding with U22, Caitlin Clark selected, yada, yada. And also, like, obviously, Caitlin Clark, look, this is a backcourt that's really huge. Kelsey's great. She's probably one of the most underrated people in the league, Clark said, per X-Post from Erica F55. Obviously, it's part of the Netflix stuff. Calling her underrated is definitely warranted. And I do stand by that when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell, is that I think she is underrated. She's absolutely is underrated. But I think to an extent, I think she's underrated in a way, and I think she was overrated in a way. But it's like, if you're looking at the interview that Kelsey Mitchell went on a podcast, and again, it is talking about, like, it's nothing but positive stuff coming from both of them. Like, Kelsey Mitchell respects how gracefully Caitlin Clark handles off the court business. There's no other athlete in women's college basketball has profited more through NIL deals than Iowa's Caitlin Clark, with an NIL valuation of $3.1 million. If I'm not mistaken, I do think Angel had higher NIL deals in college. But yeah, let's take a listen to what Kelsey Mitchell said.
But you just talked about being very loyal, especially in, like, your Fever.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on
it's
transfer
a blurred line. I think for me, because I still play,
right.
I'm still, like, actively in it, and I get to see, like, I was fortunate enough to see, like, Caitlin and the experience that she got from it, and even, like, learn and just watch it, like, damn, this shit is crazy. Actually, just getting paid millions for this. You don't believe it. Like, you don't believe it. I promise you. I just, like, and I grew to respect people like Caitlin because she handled it so gracefully, like, the process, because it gets overwhelming.
100%.
So the thing with Olivia, I'm sure whatever she decided to do, I'm going to say that was for her and what she needed for her career. But I hope consciously that they make decisions based on what they need for themselves.
Yeah.
And I say that humbly. Not all money is good money.
There you go. Put it on a gold card.
Clock it. What they say, clock it. Clock the T.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, it's literally.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're fortunate to go anywhere they want, do whatever they want. That's just the way that they're on, and I think they deserve it. Right. I just think that all money is not good money.
And yeah, like, it's great seeing these interviews, both of them. Like, if you're Kelsey Mitchell, you're gonna be asked about Caitlin Clark. Like, I think that's just a given. I genuinely do think that's a given. Just like if Cheryl Swoops ever appears in another podcast, she's gonna be asked about Caitlin Clark. All these WNBA players, every single interview, we're getting asked about Caitlin Clark. And with Kelsey Mitchell, it's probably to the extent that it's annoying. Kelsey Mitchell probably touches down in China, and the first words she heard from her her fans in Shanghai was Caitlin Clark. And that's not even exaggeration. It's almost certainly the first words that she heard from her fans in Shanghai. And the fact that, again, Kelsey Mitchell's around this, she's having to deal with all this, and she's seeing as well, she's seen firsthand Caitlin. She's been around Caitlin Clark as a person, seen firsthand what she's like as a person, and just, it's great to see this backcourt constantly defending each other. And that is huge. That is absolutely huge, because this backcourt is what's going to be needed. It's going to, like, this, they have to, if this team wants to win, if they want to win, they have to be the best backcourt. And yes, obviously, we've seen it with Kobe and Shaq and stuff. There are sometimes teams that don't get on with each other that can play really well. It makes it a lot easier if you like each other. And it's very clear that, I don't know if they're best friends or anything. Doesn't seem like it, but it's clear that there is a level of respect there between the two of them. You could tell Caitlin wanted Kelsey Mitchell over anyone else. Like, that was the main priority. And I think Kelsey Mitchell obviously realized that she was the main priority for the team in this offseason. And I think for her, she's probably she's probably happy to see all of the, like, things around her back again. Or see, well, all of it being based around her. Everything that really made last season so good being there again. And I think Kelsey Mitchell is probably thinking, look, the way I started off the season injured, did not come into the season in the best space because of obviously what happened, like, off the court, some stuff. And by the end of the season, I was averaging over 20 a game and doing it on the best efficiency I've ever had while having the ball as little as possible. And she goes to Shanghai, where she's playing for a European-style coach who plays her off the ball, and she's unguardable off the ball. And that's the thing with this backcourt is one of them is the best off-the-ball player in the league, and one of them is the best player with the ball in their hands. Because, again, anyone can make... Well, not anyone. There are players that can make the pass, and there are players that can create the gravity for a player to be open. There is no player that can do both quite like Caitlin Clark. And not only that, because of Caitlin Clark's gravity, not only is she... is she able to make the pass herself, she's able to also make the read, and she can give the hockey assist when she hits Aaliyah Boston, who will then make the pass. And you've got Kelsey Mitchell, who's such a good off-the-ball player. And that's the one thing I was so surprised with last season, is how good an off-the-ball player she was. Because I did not rate Kelsey Mitchell earlier on in the season when she was a pure on-the-ball player, because she is the offense stops here type player. But her off-ball movement is so good, which complements Caitlin Clark so well on the offensive end. It is just seeing what they can do defensively. And I think they're both, at their best, mediocre defenders. So I don't see it being that much of an issue with a proper defensive coach in there. And it's going to be so fun watching these two play without Christy Sides. It really is. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.